Chayla, hello. This is Crystal Taylor Hines, and I am coming to you for Title Six's Indigenous Peoples event. And I wanted to share with you your last week of lessons before our Indigenous Peoples event next week. So I hope you guys are ready. We're going to talk about cultural appreciation versus cultural appropriation today. Things you should know. We have other tribes, tribal members, community partners, students, and staff participate and help create a truly unique event at each high school. With this, you should understand you're being given a chance to learn about different aspects of the Native American culture. And as you do, we would really appreciate creating a foundation of vocabulary and foundational understanding for this event. To prepare you for this, we're going to teach you the difference between cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation. You guys ready? Okay, vocabulary you should know. The first one is cultural appreciation. When someone who wants to understand and learn to honor a culture without trying to imitate it or make it as their own. Versus cultural appropriation is when someone who is learning an aspect of culture and thinks it's their right to take it as their own and use it in their own way. That is like talking about using headdresses for game day outfits to wearing costumes that try to depict Native Americans. Now, a non-Native ally is a guest who is not of Native descent, but acts as a support or helper who has learned and gained knowledge in the right way from elders, tribal members, or others. So we have some non-Native allies that are going to be helping us during Indigenous Peoples Day, and I hope that you guys treat them with the same respect that you treat everybody else. So, as you learn about our culture and are given access to learning these things, please understand it is with good intent that you're taking this knowledge to better understand our way, our culture, and our lives. With this knowledge, it's like a handshake, a promise to take this information and not use it as a way to manipulate, make fun of, or hurt others who are different from you. All right, we're going to watch this video and explaining the difference between cultural appropriation and appreciation.
Tansei, bonjour, and how you doing? It's me, Rosanna Deerchild, host of Unreserved and your favorite cousin. Well, it's that time of year. Leaves are falling, the weather is cooling, and pumpkins are everywhere, from front yards to coffee cups. Now, I love a good pumpkin spice latte as much as the next person, or not. But come October, I always feel a little uneasy and more than a little queasy as to what is waiting for me out there. No, I'm not talking about Halloween per se. I'm talking about those horrifying costumes. You've seen them. Princess Pocahontas, Reservation Royalty, the brave Cherokee warrior with the plastic tomahawk and all its ilk. Yes, you too can be indigeni for the low, low price of just $29.99, oppression not included. Now, as Indigenous peoples, we come from beautiful cultural backgrounds many non-Indigenous people admire. I mean, I get it. The beauty in our culture and traditions fascinates you. There's just one problem. We are not costumes. Let me explain the difference between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation. What exactly is cultural appropriation? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Cultural appropriation is when someone takes elements from a culture not their own and remakes and reduces it into a meaningless pop cultural item. I'm thinking hipster headdresses, tribal face paint, and yes, those so-called Halloween harmless fun costumes. It's not harmless fun. That headdress, for example, traditionally, a headdress is gifted to leaders who have earned the right to wear one. Receiving a headdress involves ceremonies and protocols and is considered to be a sacred item, and it takes many years for these leaders to earn one. And that Pocahontas and sexy buck outfit, well, they play off dangerous stereotypes of Indigenous people as mythical and historical creatures that once, but no more, roam this great land.
Like the Seminole, Navajo, Kickapoo, like the Cherokee, I'm an Indian too.
Cultural appropriation can be harmful because it is an extension of centuries of racism, genocide, and oppression. Cultural appropriation treats marginalized cultures as free for the taking. So not cool. On the other hand, cultural appreciation truly honors our nation's arts and cultures. When you appreciate, you take the time to learn and interact, to gain understanding of a culture or cultures different from your own. It is a cultural exchange based in mutual respect. The key is consent and participation. If it is about us, then it must include us. A few ways you can truly appreciate Indigenous peoples and culture: know our history. I don't mean just yours or mine, I mean our collective history. So we truly understand where we come from and where we come together. Remember, appreciation good, appropriation bad. And this year, let's all have a happy Halloween.
All right. So I hope you guys understand a little bit more about what the difference between appropriation and appreciation are.
Todd?
And so some questions to ask if you aren't sure. I received a lot of these references and resources from a place that I'm going to show the teachers. So in case you wanted to learn more about it or to get more in-depth information, I can show you after these slides. Questions to ask if you aren't sure about if it is appreciation or appropriation. Is this costume or image a stereotype of a group of people? Does this object or image hold important cultural or traditional significance? Think headdress, right? How does removing the context of this costume or object change its meaning? And does my usage of the costume or object trivialize a culture or group of people? So today's activity in class, I'm going to challenge you guys. I really think that I would love to have you guys have a discussion of one of these questions below with a partner, small group, or as a class, kind of like a think, pay, or share. Here's the questions. What are some examples of cultural appropriation that we see in our everyday lives, in our own communities? What thoughts and feelings come to mind as we identify these instances of cultural appropriation? How do you learn about other cultures? Where do you get your information from? What are the potential consequences when we generalize an entire group of people based on culture? How does the media portray cultures, music, language, hairstyles, art, movies, etc.? Is the media's portrayal of cultures accurately representing the culture, or is it more performative and tokenizing? Name some ways in which cultural appropriation differs from cultural appreciation. What does it look like to intervene when you see something or someone take part in cultural appropriation? Understanding power dynamics in play, how can I celebrate and bring awareness to other cultures without personal monetization? All right, you guys, here's the resources. Teachers, if you would like to find some other access to other things, if you'd like to have, there's the TED Talk on here, as well as 7 Myths, which that's another video that's really, really good. And I just want to say thank you, or Shuwa Shaninla. Next week is the Indigenous Peoples event. I hope you guys have a really good time. I'm so sorry I can't be at every single school. I think it's going to be awesome. And hopefully we can continue to make these kind of days important and celebrate for everybody. Hamchi, have a great day. Bye.